Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we're going to be looking at the Marvel Legends Lord of Asgard Thor, or as he's better known probably by most people, Lord Thor. This one is the reissue, I believe. He came out in the movie batch of figures that hit Walmart a couple years back. It's the exact same mold as the original one. I'm not 100% certain this is the new one because I don't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure the old one was a much lighter color scheme than this one. It's a really cool figure though, so that's why I'm going to review it, even though I'm not too familiar with it. In fact, I haven't looked at this guy since I got the original one and have long since sold that, so I might not know all of the articulation until we get there, so bear with me please. He stands 7 1/4 inches tall to the top of his little wingy thingies, which is fine by me. Thor's supposed to be big, and he definitely does look big, and this big cape on his shoulders makes him look even bigger, so that's cool. It's also removable. It does leave 2 little holes in his shoulder pads, but that's still a nice feature that it is removable. Unfortunately, you're not going to use this as a custom piece too often because of the fur, but it would have been awesome if you could, because it's a really cool cape. The sculpt is great on it, and it's a nice soft material, so it's a nice cape and it suits the figure very well. The head is sculpted really well and has decent articulation. It can look up and down a little bit. The hair does get in the way though and look goofy depending on how you do it, but you know, that's just one of the downsides of having sculpted hair. It does have a swivel, cannot rock from side to side. The face mask things are softer plastic, so they won't break on you, so that's cool. Shoulder pads are sculpted. Well, I mean, they're glued in place, but they're not. They're sculpted to not be moved, so they are going to impede the shoulders a little bit, but not a whole lot. The way it's designed, they did a pretty good job. They did a good job adding that extra piece of painted skin there behind the arm to make it a little bit more accurate. There's no bicep swivel on this guy. It's a Hasbro type of elbow, so that it has the pivot and the swivel built into one joint. He has a wrist swivel and pivot on each hand. Each hand is built for holding accessories, which we have the hammer and an axe. I keep dropping stuff. There we go. Okay, so those are both painted well. They have nice washes on them and dry brushing and nice sculpt, so that's pretty cool. This same thing can be said about his torso, actually the whole figure, other than the arms. There's no shading really in the arms, and they look a little bit plasticky. The rest of the figure looks really good because there's really nice sculpt work and lots of shading and nice metallic paintwork on his torso. It's got a good ab crunch. It's only really 2 positions, but that's more than enough, and it looks good either way, the way they did the chain there, so that's pretty cool. Waist twist is under the belt. He's got Y-jointed ball hinge hips. They're really stiff, and they don't have the best range of motion, and they get loose. They tend to get pretty loose in the swivel department, but they're okay because the hips and the legs are sculpted really well. Their paint jobs are almost perfect, and he's got double hinged knees, double jointed knees, whatever you want to call that. This knee pad is connected to the lower half, of course, so maybe just use the top half of the knee joint so that it looks better, but that's up to you, of course. It's a soft plastic, so it won't break. He's got tons of sculpt work going on in the boots. There's no swivel at the top, only at the ankle with the hinge. So limited articulation, but he's kind of a big guy, so you probably wouldn't need it in the first place. He's got, I guess these are supposed to be straps that are sticking out. These are kind of stiff, but not stiff enough to where they'll break. If they are supposed to be straps, which I think they are, these buckles should have been painted, and they're not. But still, it looks really good. Put the cape on him, give him his weapons, and you have one massive, imposing looking figure. And it's a really good Thor figure. It's not my favorite version of Thor, but it's still a really cool figure in its own right. And I do recommend you get it. Probably get it before the next Thor movie comes out, because they're going to go up in price on eBay if you wait. So there it is. There's the Lord of Asgard Thor. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more figure reviews, more custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.